this close to the Blight. He noted a hilltop. That would be a good place for a scout's post. He made certain to watch it for any sign of movement. He rode around a shallow gulf in the ground, just in case it held waiting ambushers. He kept his hand on his bow. Once he traveled a little farther eastward, he'd cut down into Saldaea and cross Candor on its good roadways. Then, some gravel rolled down a hillside nearby. Lan carefully slid an arrow from the quiver tied to Mandarb's saddle. Where had the sound come from? To the right, he decided. Southward. The hillside there. Someone was approaching from behind it. Lan did not stop Mandarb. If the hoofbeats changed, it would give warning. He quietly raised the bow, feeling the sweat of his fingers inside his fawn-hide gloves. He nocked the arrow and pulled carefully, raising it to his cheek, breathing in its scent. Goose feathers, resin. A figure walked around the southern hillside. The man froze, an old shaggy-maned pack-horse walking around beside him and continuing on ahead. It stopped only when the rope at its neck grew taut. The man wore a laced tan shirt and dusty breeches. He had a sword at his waist, and his arms were thick and strong. But he didn't look threatening. In fact, he seemed faintly familiar. "Lord Mandragoran," the man said, hastening forward, pulling his horse after. "I've found you at last. I assumed you'd be traveling the Kramer road." Lan lowered his bow and stopped Mandarb. "Do I know you?" "I brought supplies, my lord." The man had black hair and tanned skin. Borderlander stock, probably. He continued forward, overeager, yanking on the overloaded packhorse's rope with a thick-fingered hand. "I figured that you wouldn't have enough food. Tents, 4 of them, just in case. Some water, too. Feed for the horses, and—" "Who are you?" Lan barked. "And how do you know who I am?" The man drew up sharply. "I'm Bulan, my lord. From Candor?" From Candor. Lan remembered a gangly young messenger boy. With surprise, he saw the resemblance. "Bulan? That was 20 years ago, man." "I know, Lord Mandragoran. But when word spread in the palace that the Golden Crane was raised, I knew what I had to do. I've learned the sword well, my lord. I've come to ride with you, and—" "The word of my travel is spread to Ace Daishar?" "Yes, my lord. El Nynaeve, she came to us, you see. Told us what you'd done. Others are gathering, but I left first. Knew you'd need supplies." Burn that woman, Lan thought. And she'd made him swear that he would accept those who wished to ride with him. Well, if she could play games with the truth, then so could he. Lan had said he'd take anyone who wished to ride with him. This man was not mounted, therefore Lan could refuse him. A petty distinction, but 20 years with Aes Sedai had taught him a few things about how to watch one's words. "Go back to Ace Daishar," Lan said. "Tell them that my wife was wrong, and I have not raised the Golden Crane." "But—" "I don't need you, son. Away with you." Lan's heels nudged Mandarb into a walk, and he passed the man standing on the road. For a few moments, Lan thought that his order would be obeyed, though the avoidance of his oath pricked at his conscience. "My father was Melchieri," Bulan said from behind. Lan continued on. "He died when I was 5, Bulan called. He married a Kandori woman. They both fell to bandits. I don't remember much of them, only something my father told me, that someday we would fight for the Golden Crane. All I have of him is this." Lan couldn't help but look back as Mandarb continued to walk away. Bulan held up a thin strap of leather, the Hadori, worn on the head of a Melchieri sworn to fight the Shadow. "I would wear the Hadori of my father," Bulan called, voice growing louder. "But I have nobody to ask if I may. That is the tradition, is it not? Someone has to give me the right to don it. Well, I would fight the Shadow all my days."